Hi Sharks, welcome back. Today I was trying to decide, do I want to do shark bites or do I want to do a You Asked For It video? And I thought, well, my You Asked For It video is going to be very short because it was a perspective question, and I'm not going to get into a lot of perspective for urban sketching because I feel that you really don't need perspective. It'd be nice to have a little understanding of it, but you don't need to use perspective when you're doing urban sketching because you can use your pencil or a proportional divider to find your lines and see what direction they're heading in. So I'm going to get to that question in just a minute, but I thought, okay, I'm going to do my shark bites as well. I haven't done one of those in a while. First off, a little update on me. A lot of people have been asking how I've been feeling. I'm doing okay. Not well, but I'm trying to plug along. So they found some more damage in my spine, which is kind of a bummer. Another herniated disc in my thoracic spine, which is pushing in on my spinal cord. And then there's where my fusion was. I have some arthritis coming back in that area, which is not helping either. And it's causing numbness here. Although I'm not falling down as much, my hip is improving a little bit. So that is good. So enough with me, but I am plugging along. I'm never going to get better because it's an autoimmune disease. But I need to do things to keep moving and to keep myself from getting worse. And that's what I'm trying to focus on at this point. The next thing I wanted to tell you about was a while back, I had to go run to the store for something. I forget what. I think I was in Hobby Lobby, and they had a sale on their frames, their small frames. I was going by the department. They probably do it around school ending time when people are getting their graduation pictures and all of that. But I found a lot of small frames, and they were very cheap. So I got a few of them. I think I got all 5x7s so that I could do some small 5x7 paintings. This one was regularly $20 and I got it for a steal. And it's just got mirror around the edges with an antique look on it. So whatever you've painted will reflect on the edges because it curves in, which is kind of nice. So I got that one, and it can hang. It can be portrait style or landscape style, which is nice because it's got the little thingamajig on the back. Then this one is like stamped pewter, which is also very nice. So I got that one. And this one I really like. It's a floating frame, so there's nothing that would surround it at all. You just have your painting right inside of it. By taking the pieces of glass out, you place the one piece in, center it, and then put the other piece in. And then again, it can be portrait or landscape style, or I suppose you could hang it on the wall if you use the top of the frame. And then lastly, I got this one, and I got it basically for my home up north, which is a 7x5 landscape style, and it says, "The beach is calling." And this is glass on the top, and then the frame on the bottom, and it's supposed to be landscape style upright. So I thought I would do a beach scene and put it in here, and then I can put it in my house up north. So I got those. Oh, I just noticed a little chip in my glass way down in the corner, but it's almost invisible. You almost can't see it. So I got that, and I really like those. I've had them for a while. In fact, they're pretty dusty right now, but I'm going to do some 5x7 or 7x5 paintings, and I will show you what I put in there. The next thing I wanted to show you guys was this bag that I got. I've got a couple different sketch bags that I carry around, but I wanted something that was a little bit sturdier, that stayed upright on its own and didn't collapse. Now my other bags, my matte bag, this one is the one I was using for the longest time, and I still use it. In fact, I carry books in it to take with me when I go up north. But I also have this one, which is a nice little bag, and I got this up north. It's the state of Michigan on there, like a campfire. You guys saw that last year. This has got to come off because it's falling off. But anyway, that one collapses, and I have a hard time finding things in it then. So I got this one. This one can be carried like this. It can be carried over one shoulder, or it can be unzipped, and it can be used as a backpack. and it holds a lot of stuff. It's basically a laptop bag, and it's canvas with leather accents on it, and then it's got a spot for a water bottle on the side for your keys or whatever over here, and then there's lots of little spots inside that you can utilize. Now in the front right here, I put a small sketchbook that I'm using to like sketch people and things. Like I was in the doctor's office the other day and saw these blood pressure cuffs hanging on the wall, so I sketched them like in just a couple minutes. And then I was doing people in a waiting room. But also I carry this with me just in case. I use this more for plein air painting rather than urban sketching, but they're great for both to find your composition, and I've done videos on that before. So but I carry those up front there. Then this unsnaps here, and there's a pocket here, and this is where I keep my palette, some tape. I don't always take tape with me, but I had it going up north, I think. And then I carry my wristband, and you all know that I put my wristband on, and I use it for my brushes to wipe off my brushes when I'm painting. I'll go like this on that, and then I can be holding my book and then just wipe my brush off. It's like a paper towel, sort of. And so I always carry one of those with me. Then there's another zipper pocket right here, and I will keep my iPad in there. Normally it fits just fine, but I also have my sketchbook in here, and they both zip in just fine right there. But this is a Pentalic Aqua Journal, and it is the 8.5 by 5 landscape style book. This one I haven't even started using yet, but I have one of those in there. Sometimes I carry my larger book. Right now I'm trying to finish my larger book before I start in this one. I'm trying to do that for the summer. But anyway, so that's what I have there. On the side here where you could put your keys, I also have a small pencil sharpener for my regular pencils. Then on the inside, up here, this zips down the side. It doesn't zip open all the way, but it opens pretty well. And I have my sunglasses in there, my pens. I took my brushes out, but there's a pocket here. I have Kleenex for wiping. I have a water brush up here. There's pockets all over. I have clips in this pocket, but these are pretty deep pockets. I've got a pen here, water brush. There's another zipper pocket here where I have paper towels and hand wipes. They're Russian hand wipes because they came in a doodle and sketch box that I had. And then over here is another pocket, and I can either put another book or whatever. But I have all this stuff down in here. So, and it's very handy. I'm really enjoying this. And I'm also, for you women out there, I'm using it like a purse this summer so that I always have my sketchbook with me. And that way, whenever I'm going out and about, I can take this with me. If I don't feel like it, I have a very small bag that I'll carry, just a shoulder bag. It's one of those long fringy ones. It looks like the 70s hippie days. But anyway, I keep that in there. And that's pretty much what I carry when I go sketching. Now right now my pens are in here, and they do fit in the bag just fine, and I can zip it shut, but it's pretty close. So what I would normally use, hang on, in this case what I would take with me is this smaller brush holder. It can hold my pencils, pens, and brushes, and I can eliminate that green thing if I want to. That green thing is pretty full with different brushes and stuff, but for this, I would face my brushes toward what you would think is the bottom, but I would face it this way because when it's standing up, it stands up this way. And to keep it standing, all you do is pull this and pinch it tighter, and then it keeps it standing upright. But I put my brushes in here. There's a larger side and a smaller side. It holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 21 brushes unless you double up on this side and put a couple in, because some of these are really big for these bigger handled brushes. They fit in here just fine as well. This one's even bigger. It fits in there just fine. So you put them all in, then you close this up, and then it drops in here very easily, and you're all set to go painting or sketching. So this is what I've been using, and these snaps are actually magnetic, so on the bottom you just get them in the right area, and they stay closed very well. So this is what I'm carrying right now, and I'm really liking it. So that's my updated sketch bag. Somebody also wanted to know my updated brushes. That was another question that was asked. And basically right now what I'm carrying with me is that flat brush you saw. Well, let me pull it out. I carry about 8 to 10 brushes with me when I'm going away, and then I will not take all of those with me unless needed on a trip. But I have this one that I used to use all the time, but it got worn out. I can still use it. I've put some gum arabic on the top to try to get it straight on the tip, but I do like this one. This is an Escoda Versatile number 8. This one is a synthetic brush. They do make them, oh, I guess I don't have any gum arabic on there. They do make them for animal hair too, which is much, much more expensive than this one is. But if you look closely, I've got a little bend in the tip, and that happens after they wear out. And that drives me crazy. I want my tips to be perfect. So I haven't been packing this lately. But the brushes that I have been using are this number 7 Squirrel Mix Rubloff round brush, which I really like. It's a nice big round. Then my other favorite brush is my number 8 Silver Black Velvet round. It comes to a beautiful point. I love a very pointed tip with a nice full belly. This is a Squirrel Rizlan mix, and it holds so much pigment. These are the best brushes. I have a few different styles. I have the 3/4 inch oval, which is great for larger paintings, and it also comes to a great point. I'm using dirty water here, that's awful. It comes to a great point. I'm just trying to wring it out a little bit so that you can see. You can do a full painting with that brush, but warning, this holds so much pigment, so much water that you can lose control very easily. So just to give you a little heads up on that. And then I also have a number 12 like that, and I have a sword brush also that I don't use as often. That's my sword. And people wonder the difference between a sword and a dagger. I have a dagger here, and you can see the sides as they drop. This one is a shorter drop. I mean, it's more sloped. This one is more of a sharp point. But I do carry this one with me because it's more blunt, and also because Liz Steele uses this brush. It's the 1/2 inch Rosemary & Company Sable blend. This is also a fur blend, Series 772. And I've tried to use it, but I'm having trouble getting used to it. She uses it for everything, for an entire painting. It's the only brush she takes with her. And I'd like to get used to it, but I find that I'm not real neat with it yet. I'm trying to get better with it, but I'm just not real neat with it. So that's another one that I use. So basically the ones I'm taking with me are the number 8 Rosemary & Company, or Silver Black Velvet round, this 1/2 inch dagger. I have a 1/2 inch Rosemary & Company angular brush that I like. This one is from their Eclipse series, which is synthetic mongoose. And then I also have another one here that is a number 7, which is about a 1/2 inch. One of those. And then another one from the Eclipse series is a number 3 round, which is what I take with me for fine work. But also, if I'm going to be doing botanicals and stuff, I like really small brushes. So I'll use the Animason Zero, the Rosemary and Company Series 307-1, size 1 brush. The Animason number 5. Animason has a full set of 5 brushes, and I've lost a couple of her brushes, which really bums me out. Eventually, I'm going to have to get the full set again. But I also have a Da Vinci 1 here that's a really good brush. But I like to keep these with me. Also, I'm really liking this number 1 Rubloff synthetic rigger brush, which is great for doing grasses and stuff. I really am enjoying this number 1. I also take the Rosemary and Company Series 307 number 4 round, which is more of a blunt round brush, and I like that. It comes to a point, but it's a shorter round, so you get very precise control. I also bring along my Cosmo Top Spin by Princeton. Oh no, it's not a Cosmo Top Spin. I'm sorry, take that back. This is a Cat's Tongue number 6 from the Heritage series by Princeton. And that's similar to this one that they call the Oval, which is really like a cat's tongue. It's the same thing, only much smaller. This is a number 6. This is a 3/4 inch, but different makers. So, and that's pretty much it. I do carry this along with me, which is a taper point. What do they call these? My brain. I just had a brain fart here. What was I going to say? These are silicone blenders, and I use these for my my masking rather than using a brush. A lot of people use a brush and they put soap on them or whatever, and that's fine. But I like to use a synthetic one, or I use my needle one here. So that's what I carry with me, and I do always have a water brush just in case I'm in a hurry and I don't want to pull out water and all of that. But these are the brushes that I take along with me everywhere right now. But the ones I'm usually using, I use this one for most of my painting, and it might be my only brush that I ever use in a painting. Sometimes I pull out this one. So if I had to narrow it down to 2 brushes, these would be the 2 I take. If I had to narrow it down to 3, I would probably take my Rosemary and Company number 4 or my Cat's Tongue number 6, just because I can get such a fine point with them. So that's it for brushes. I do have another video on brushes that you can look at if you're interested in looking at that. So that's it for that. Now the last thing was Gloria Ike had asked me to explain what I meant in my last video about what I meant by anything above eye level comes down in the rear and anything below eye level comes up in the rear. It's a perspective thing, and I will show you with my painting that I just did. Okay, now when I was doing that last painting, I told you that anything in above eye level should come down in the rear and anything below the eye level should go up in the rear. So if you look at this closely, you look at this right here, I have an example. This obviously is above eye level. The photo that was taken was, the eye level was probably almost at the ground, but probably a little bit above ground. And I didn't take the photo, so I'm not quite sure. But when I was talking about that, if you look at this roof line, even though you know that that roof line is horizontal, it's going straight across, when you're looking at it from an angle, anything in the rear is going to recede. So this starts to come down like this. It's not like this, but it's like this. See how it comes down in the back? Same with this line on the chimney. If you look at this chimney line, this one comes down like this. It does not go straight across. If you do that, you lose your perspective. Here's another example here. This line across, straight ahead, is going to be horizontal because you're looking straight at it. But when you're looking at something that's falling away from you, it's going to recede in the rear. So this comes down, and that's what you need to remember when you're drawing homes. Now this roof line in back is straight across because it's horizontal. Now anything below eye level would come up in the rear. So my house line here is horizontal, or it's a little shaky, but it is. All these lines going up and down are vertical. They're just straight up and down. So here I've got a house that comes around the side, then it comes out again, and then it goes around the side. In order to get that illusion, to get that to look like that's the side of a building and not just a line down the center with this being extended out, what I did was bring this line up. See, it's not horizontal. It's actually going upward. So you know it's receding. And then this one would come across, and then this one, if you could see it, would also go upward. So I hope that helps you. Now with urban sketching, I'm not a believer that you need to know perspective in order to do urban sketching. It'll begin to come naturally over time. It's good to have some kind of knowledge about perspective, knowing your horizon line where your eye level is, and then whatever is going to recede from the ground level will come up. What is down comes up. What is up comes down is the easiest way that I can teach you to remember it. So that's basically what I wanted to show you. Now here, if this roof line wasn't here, this line would be above eye level and would also come down just like this one did. You see what I'm saying? But since there's a roof line coming down, you lose that line. You don't see it there. But in order to go around the corner of this house, I had to bring this line up. Now, if I had taken that same building, I'm just going to quickly draw it. If I had taken this building, we've got a horizontal line here. We've got a roof line coming part way down here, and then it comes way down here. Then you've got this coming around the corner, and then you've got your lighthouse. Whoops, it actually comes down around here. Okay, and then there's the rear of the lighthouse. If I had brought this line up, it doesn't look right. Now I'm seeing the top of the roof here. If I bring this line down, that doesn't work either because now this side of the building has wrapped itself forward. Do you see how it changed it? But if I erase that line and I bring it up, now it wraps the other way around. Then this one would come straight across because we're looking straight at it. And then again, I would bring this line up. And that way you get your cubes. Now, in order to make this part disappear, I would have to bring this line down. We obviously can't see the top of this platform here. This is what I'm drawing. I'll bring it down even so that it's easier to show you. We can't bring this line up because then I would see the floor of the platform, correct? So I take this. I hope you were able to see all that, and I wasn't off camera. I don't think so. I take this line straight across, and then this one would have to go down and back in order to bring it down. In fact, it might even go a little further, depending on how high up it is. So that's how I get those lines. You see what happens, though, if I have them the opposite way. Eventually, these two lines would meet at the horizon line. And then that would be the horizon line right there. Although I have it a little high, so I would have had to make these angles a little bit more distinct in order to bring it down a little bit further, to bring it down like that. And then this one, then it would come more around the eye level. But anyway, you get that idea. So I just wanted to share that with you. And again, when you're doing urban sketching, I'm not a believer that you have to know perspective 100%, but if you just understand basics, like what is above eye level is going to come down in the rear, what is below eye level is going to go up in the rear, it's an easy way to remember. You're going to have to do that with your windows. Now here I made a mistake. This should have, oh no, I didn't. That's right, that's above eye level. So they both go down if they're both above eye level. These are both facing forward, so they're always going to be horizontal. But if I had a window that was at eye level, let's say I've got this coming around and I have this down at eye level, I might have this coming down because it's above eye level, just very slightly. And then this side might come up because it's below eye level. And now you see that it's brought it down further to the ground. It's all an illusion. But I think a good way for you to see it too is to just take your pen out in front of you, your pencil, pen, whatever you're using, put it out in front of you with a straightened arm if you're able to do that so that it's consistent, and look at your lines. Check your roof line and see how far it dips in the rear and how much it comes up in the rear. Whenever you look at something, here's an example in this book, this one by Gabriel Campanario. He has some good examples. Here's some examples. He talks about three-point perspective. This one doesn't have a lot of perspective in it, but here, this right here. If you look at this page, you can see how anything above eye level is going to come down in the rear. See how drastically these wires are dropping in the rear? And then these lines are going up. So the vanishing point is up here. Vanishing point is. But anyhow, you get the idea. Anything in the rear is going to recede from up high, come up from down low. And that's all I meant, Gloria, when I said that. But do it with your pencil to get an idea. I do have a video out on one-point perspective. It's a very simple video. I'll try to remember to put it in my description box down below so that you can go watch that. It's just a quick video. And then that should help you a little bit more. So that's basically all I was going to talk to you all about today. Get out there and sketch if you can. Sketch whatever's in front of you. Keep at it. Try to do something every day. Don't worry if it's not perfect. It's all about learning, and you're going to find that by the time you get through to the end of your sketchbook, you'll see great progress. It's really fun to watch. So I think that's about it. I also have a sketchbook that I'll be doing a quick flip through on very soon, and I hope to get painting again with you very soon too. So everybody have a terrific day. Remember, be courageous. Paint with wild abandon, and most of all, be kind to each other. God bless you. Bye-bye.